Good evening. It's Vijay here. Welcome to yet another weekend episode of Markets in Review. Uh, Please note, I'm not a registered advisor, and these are my original thoughts. So please consult your registered advisor before you take any action. So last week was a very interesting week. In fact, Thursday the market fell down. Everybody was wondering why the market fell, and on Friday we came to know why it actually fell on Thursday because there was this Iran-Israel issue, and Israel bombed Iran, and that's why the market opened with a big gap down on Friday. But surprisingly, the market held on to its nerve, and the opening lows were held through the day. So they say markets discount everything. So somebody somewhere will be knowing about what's happening or what is going to happen in the market in the very immediate future or even sometime later. If you observe the markets before 2011 September, uh, we had a situation where global markets actually started coming down about 10-15 days before the September 11 of 2001, not 11, sorry, 2001. September 11, September 2001 was when the World Trade Center was, the two planes crashed into them. But prior to that, for 10 days, the markets fell. So if that is, I mean, that's what people felt, and people actually investigated, but nothing came out of the investigation. uh, so therefore, there are many times when the market has fallen suddenly without us knowing why, and then the news comes in later. It is not always true, but more or less it has happened in situations across the world, across time, including India. So therefore, now let's investigate a little bit more here. So the funda here is that somebody knows something. That's what one could say on Friday morning, that somebody knew something will happen. So Thursday it fell without really any good explanation. One can always give explanation as to why markets fell, but on Thursday, any professional trader would know that it fell actually without any news. So Thursday evening, the news came. So Friday was justified. Now let's take this a little further. So this is what happened on Thursday in Indian markets. It fell 253 points. Friday it opened gap down, and then that opening low was held, and slowly and steadily the market started moving up. So this was Friday. So now you see, on a weekend generally people will be very scared, and they will not take positions. But here, if you anything, the bears must have covered their position. The bulls held on to their nerve. Of course, they were still lower than Thursday because it was down to 169 points, but still much higher than what opened. So now, were the bulls foolish or the bears foolish in covering and the bulls foolish in maintaining their position? So now let us go to what happened today. Now, this is the Saudi Arabian market. Today, only two markets are open. So, Sunday, two major markets are open. Saudi Arabian market, the index opened lower because what happened on Friday. See, Saudi Arabian markets were closed on Friday. So today they opened with a gap down, and slowly and steadily, just like the Indian market, it went up. Of course, it's still lower, 1% lower than what happened on Thursday, but still it went up significantly from the lows. This is as far as the Saudi Arabian market is concerned. Now let us go to a very, very interesting chart. This is the Israeli market. Okay. Now this was on Thursday, and on Friday it fell down. You see, and then it just it closed somewhere. Now today is Sunday, and today it opened lower because of what happened over the weekend again. And since the opening lows were held, and slowly and steadily the market went and actually closed in the positive. Can you imagine? Israel is fighting Iran, and Israeli markets, the Israel index, is closing in the positive. So again, we have to wonder whether somebody knows something that it has closed in the positive, and we still have one night to go, and there is no news of a ceasefire as we speak. Though Donald Trump is talking of some ceasefire, but there is no news yet. The market, incidentally, both Saudi Arabia market and the Israeli market have closed as of now. But Saudi Arabia closed in the negative, far away from the lows of the day, and Israel closed far away from the lows of the day and in positive territory. Of course, in the last few minutes, last 10 minutes, it closed off the highs, but still a 12-point rally over yesterday, over the previous trading day. So therefore, what I would say is, don't try to time the market. If you have got, I mean, at least I don't try to time the market. If I believe that I've got good stocks, and I concentrate on those stocks and not worry too much about the index, because today what has happened is lots of astrologers have come into play saying that some very big problem is there. So for the next 6 months there will be a downtrend in the market. Somebody is saying next 3 weeks there will be a downtrend in the market. So all kinds of financial astrologers are coming into play. I really don't know much about financial astrology. I only know the market is superior to all of us, including the financial astrologers. It has happened in the past. The market has discounted the future bad news or good news, as the case may be. And this is a terrible news. If the markets in Israel is going up today on the day of a terrible news, and overnight anything can happen, then there is something happening which is positive for the markets. So I won't be surprised if tomorrow the bulls come into play. I can't make a prediction. I'm not making a prediction. I'm saying I won't be surprised. Of course, if you are talk to anybody on the street today, they would talk about that tomorrow the market will open with definitely with a big gap down. That's what they're definite. Being in the market for more than 30 years, I have believed never to use definite in my thinking. So if you ask me, there is a high probability that the market may surprise the bears tomorrow, either at open or during the day. I am basing this on history. I am also basing this on the current movement of Saudi Arabia, and more important, about the Israeli market. So let us see what happens. Whatever happens, I feel it will be very interesting week next week. So whatever you do, I hope it is successful.